33, is charged with strangling and doing something bad to a woman in her own home before breaking in again 2 days later, wearing clown makeup. I don't know anything about this story. I just scrolled through, I saw some of the pictures. I was skimming through some of the comments real quick. They're talking about New York. A lot of comments were aimed at the individuals in charge there in New York. Wanted to read it and see if that criticism is justified. Obviously, this is a disgusting situation. Joseph T. Johnson, 33, accused of and strangling a woman in her home. He allegedly broke in on September 19th and attacked her. She installed security cameras around her home, but Johnson returned on September 21st in clown makeup. He swiveled the cameras and cut the wires. He allegedly broke in again, but was caught on camera before the wires were cut. Johnson was recognized and arrested and was charged with 13 counts. Among the charges are, R-word, strangulation, and multiple burglary counts. When the R-word is mentioned, the R to the A to the the rest, I'll just say the R-word just so you know what I'm referencing going forward. A New York man has been charged with strangling and R-wording a woman, see there it is already, in her own home before breaking into the property again 2 days. This time wearing terrifying clown makeup, prosecutors said. Joseph T. Johnson, 33, of Wyandanch, not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, was charged with 13 counts of strangulation and multiple burglary counts. He is accused of a wild rampage, which began on September 19th, with the breaking into several parked cars at Wyandanch train station between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Wyandanch, hopefully I am pronouncing that correctly. Later the same day, Johnson allegedly broke into a woman's home in Wyandanch where he R-worded her and strangled her, stealing money as he left. The traumatized woman installed several surveillance cameras, which they told us above. I guess there he is without his clown makeup. He is shown in pictures on his Facebook page, so it's not just that particular day. He apparently has a thing with clown makeup. 2 days after the attack on September 21st, the woman was alerted that the cameras had been turned off. The cameras were found to have been damaged or turned away from the home, and the wires to the camera's recording unit inside the house had been cut. So the wires outside of the camera, you wonder if, obviously you're going to notice cameras, but you wonder if this space of 2 days that perhaps he surveilled it on the 20th, the day prior, perhaps he saw the cameras getting installed, you would think. And good thing she was able to get an appointment so quickly, to have this have happened on the 19th, to be dealing with all that trauma, but then to be able to get the cameras in place before the 21st. Thank goodness they had availability, right? Because he could have been able to get in again. Perhaps she wouldn't have known. Video surveillance captured before the cameras were damaged allegedly showed Johnson wearing clown face paint at the residence. Johnson appeared to have something of a clown fetish. His Facebook page featured numerous photos of him in clown makeup. Oh, there's another one. What is this dude doing? Still going. I bet there's probably more. Johnson was identified from the surveillance video by a Suffolk County police detective and was arrested. DNA testing confirmed him being inside the house and R-ing the woman. Authorities said, "This is an extremely disturbing case." As alleged in the indictment, this defendant went on a crime spree that escalated from breaking car windows to breaking into the victim's home twice in a span of 72 hours, R-ing and repeatedly strangling the victim while threatening her life. This is a dangerous individual and a convicted S offender, you know what I'm saying there, who is now off our streets thanks to the excellent work of the Suffolk County Police Department and Assistant District Attorney Farron Lean. Justice Chris Ann Kelly, acting Suffolk County Supreme Court Justice, set bail at $500,000 cash, $1 million bond, or $5 million partially secured bond. He is being represented by the Legal Aid Society and is due back in court on March 9th. If convicted, Johnson faces up to 40 years in prison if sentenced consecutively. So just some things to think about, or things I'm thinking about. This woman, obviously it's not her fault, it's the criminal's fault, but just saying that if this happened to somebody, anybody where they were victimized in their own home, you would feel oftentimes, like we see in TV or movies or whatnot, where the individual doesn't feel safe going back to their home. Obviously that wasn't the case with her. Perhaps she didn't have anybody to go to, but it would have been great if she could have been able to go stay with relatives or somebody else, even for a couple days. You never expect the person to come back, I guess, but it would have been great if she would have not been in the house. But we don't know the depth of that based on what we have here. We don't know if he was able to get in. She called the police once she was alerted. So we don't know what that interaction was the second time around. It's definitely a good thing that the cameras were active and alerted her to this, regardless of what happened the second time. Crazy situation. It just shows how much damage people can do, even if there are these traumatic crimes like this, that there's still lag time, that police, officers, investigators, that they'll still need time to try to locate a suspect, piece all of this stuff together. It's not like you see on TV like a Law and Order episode, where the R thing happens, and 10 minutes later, detectives Benson and Stabler are put in the perp in handcuffs. It doesn't work that way. It just shows that he was out there for a period of roughly 3 days and was able to do more damage, that this dude's so deranged and such a piece of trash that he thought to go back to her place for more. Who does that? Let's look at some of the comments. Relatively, you could say she definitely has that trauma from the first time around, but fortunately, he wasn't able to come back and do further damage. It's little condolence, obviously, but fortunately, it seems here that he wasn't able to do anything further to her. This is terrifying. Put him under the jail. Did de Blasio let him out? Out until the trial. The mention is made of bail. I get the joke. I get where he's trying to go with it. But in this case, it was the judge's discretion to issue bail. And thinking about it, doesn't it seem like it's too little? I know, it's just one, they can say, but that's such a heinous crime. You don't want somebody like that out on the street. I get that you have to give them the opportunity, right to a speedy trial, can't hold them forever while awaiting trial, but this seems like somebody that you definitely want to keep behind bars for the safety of the public. I mean, imagine if he was able to raise the bail and get out. And speaking of which, he seems like the type of individual a Kardashian wannabe lawyer may be looking to defend, or somebody that Democrats may be looking to raise funds for. I wonder if he put a GoFundMe up based on how they do their thing over there, if he would be able to raise money. I wonder if he would be somebody they would allow to have a page. I would have somehow bought a gun in those 48 hours. Great comment, but it is New York. So from what I've heard, it's not so easy in New York to obtain a gun. Those pics are the stuff of nightmares. Poor woman. Well said, no justice. Catch and release at work, ensuring no one is safe. I don't see anywhere where they say that he was caught and released. He was caught and then given bail, correct? I don't see anywhere where he was caught and released. His bail amount maybe not high enough in my opinion, but it was pretty substantial, and maybe he's not going to be able to cover that. So that's why we have to educate ourselves. Now, I may be wrong. Maybe he's out already. Maybe he made bail. It certainly wasn't a catch and release situation though, so that's why I say we've got to educate ourselves. We can't jump to conclusions, have to gather those facts, right? Under Governor Cuomo's bail reform, he will be out shortly. Again, you saw the numbers that I mentioned above. What a clown. Yeah, there you go. I hope he is not able to bond out. Exactly. He's a dangerous man. The next woman may not survive. And that's what I was talking about, him going back to the place. Fortunately, she was alerted, and at least she's alive. I mean, a lifetime of trauma, that's something that she's not going to be able to get over. But yeah, he's probably back out on the street by now. Lock him up. He's a walking, creepy-looking horror show. I'm hoping the victim has or gains the strength to cope effectively with what he has put her through. And so I said that's all we can hope for, is that she is able to deal with this going forward, and that if this individual, which it seems like they did confirm based on the DNA, that justice is served if everything does match up and he's the guy. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. A little bit of a downer, I know. We can always hope for the best. And as I said, make sure to educate yourself. You don't want to just jump to conclusions like some of these people here saying catch and release when the information seems to be up there in the text. And I don't know. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching and be well.